Within the world of boxing, Evander Holyfield will always be remembered as one of the most formidable pugilists to ever step into the ring. With an impressive wingspan and gigantic muscles, Holyfield stood out as a hybrid heavyweight with a square jaw, surrounded by speculation about whether the use of substances like steroids could have contributed to his physical form. A father of 11 children with 6 different women, he had a lot of power in his hands, beyond what his son could bear. You are very welcome here on this Strike Story, and if you are a martial arts lover, subscribe to be part of this hunt in the world of fighting. Evander Holyfield was born on October 19, 1962 in Amoy, Alabama, and was raised in a small, low-income suburb of Atlanta. Holyfield's family moved when he was 4, and at the age of 8, he joined a club and met the trainer who introduced him to the world of boxing. In 1980, he would tell all his friends that he inherited his athletic gifts from his mother, who was an exceptional runner and skater. From a very young age, Evander Holyfield became very interested in the world of boxing and began to fight right there. On the streets, however, he almost gave up when a white boy named Cecil took him down, beating him twice on the street. But Evander found the courage to fight him again, and in the 3rd round, he finally achieved victory. When he was just 15 years old, Holyfield became the Southeastern Regional Champion. When he won this tournament, he won the award for the best boxer at the time. Shortly after, he had an amateur career with 160 wins. "75 of them by knockout dot at the 1983 Pan American Games in Caracas, Venezuela. Holyfield won a silver medal after losing to a Cuban named Pablo Romero."
And another good combination. And another good combination.
In 1984, Holyfield became the National Golden Gloves champion and went on to represent the United States at the 1984 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles, California. Representing the United States, he received a bronze medal in the light heavyweight division. Evander Holyfield began his professional fighting career as a cruiserweight. In his 12th fight, he finally became champion, defeating Dwight Muhammad Qawi by points in 1986.
He might have thought the way to get him to come in wide open was to back up.
The following year was another very productive one for Holyfield. He became the first universally recognized undisputed cruiserweight world champion after defeating WBA champion Carlos D. Reed.
A blistering attack by Evander Holyfield.
This fight took place in Las Vegas and was stopped in the 8th round when Evander Holyfield was formidable and beat Carlos at will. He won convincingly in every round, and with that fight, he simply said goodbye to the weight class. That year, Holyfield moved up to the heavyweight division, where he underwent intensive muscle-gaining treatment with Lee Haney, an 8-time Mr. Olympia. At that time, many experts suspected the use of anabolic steroids and other substances that altered his hormonal axis. Holyfield was promised a title shot against Tyson in 1990. Instead of fighting Tyson, Holyfield made his first title defense against James "Buster" Douglas. They faced each other on October 25, 1990. Douglas came into the fight and offered very little against Holyfield. who had just found his ideal form and weight.
It strikes you as they look about the same, except one man looks a little bit heavier. But there's not this huge size difference everybody talked about.
In the third round, Douglas tried to start a combination.
That time by holding Holyfield. Right hand stuns Douglas.
Caught him going in. He is not going to get.
He also defeated former world champion George Foreman. This fight was billed as the Battle of the Ages, a direct reference to the age difference between the young, undefeated 28-year-old champion and the much older George Foreman, already 42 years old. In this fight, Holyfield weighed to 108 pounds while George Foreman weighed to 157 pounds. Foreman lost the fight by decision but managed to last 12 full rounds against a much younger opponent. At the beginning of a series of fights with the young 25-year-old super heavyweight Riddick Bowe, Holyfield suffered his first defeat. Bowe won the undisputed title by a unanimous decision in 12 rounds. The 11th round of this fight was named the Round of the Year, and Holyfield was knocked down in the 11th round.
Cortez. It's over. That's it. It is over. That's it.
To launch his game on the Mega Drive, this game became an epic at that time, with Holyfield as the main character.
Box.
He fought Bowe again on November 6, 1993. In what is considered by many sports historians as one of the most bizarre moments in boxing history. During the 7th round, the crowd stood up, and many people began to run for cover from something that was falling. Holyfield took his eyes off Bowe for a moment, then told Bowe to look up at the sky. What they saw was a man on a paraglider flying dangerously close to them. The man almost entered the ring, but his parachute got tangled in the lights, and he landed on the ring ropes, being pulled into the crowd where he was beaten by members of Bowe's entourage.
And somebody in a parachute has just landed on the edge of the ring, has been pulled away by security guards. The fight has been brought to a halt. There's a massive melee at ringside.
Bowe's pregnant wife fainted and had to be taken from the arena directly to the hospital. That same year, Holyfield was forced to retire after being diagnosed with a heart condition. This problem is known as cardiac amyloidosis or stiff heart syndrome, a condition where the heart is unable to pump enough oxygen through the blood to the muscles and tissues. Other tests also revealed that the boxer had a small hole in his heart. This hole was between the two chambers of the heart, but was not life-threatening. Even so, doctors closely monitored the champion's health. A year later, Holyfield mysteriously passed all tests and returned to the ring after claiming that a spiritual healer helped him recover. He returned to boxing a year later and defeated Mike Tyson in 1996 to reclaim his WBA title, becoming the first boxer since Muhammad Ali to win the world heavyweight title 3 times.
Of cardiacs.
A straight right hand. Oh, a straight right combination by Holyfield.
In the 1997 rematch against Mike Tyson, Holyfield won after Tyson was disqualified for biting Holyfield's ear dot.
On the belt. Tyson with a short left hook to the head of Holyfield. A right hand by Mike Tyson. to the head of Holyfield, a straight right. Tyson's trying to get at Holyfield again, I believe. It is complete bedlam, and Tyson is just taking swipes at anybody in front of him.
In 1999, Holyfield fought Lennox Lewis for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world, and this fight ended in a draw. However, he was later defeated in the rematch.
To hold the cushion, get to that body and make him drop those hands.
And Holyfield trying seconds of fighting. They fought a lot better fight than Lennox Lewis.
Dodd to regain the WBA title, surpassing Muhammad Ali to become the first boxer to win a heavyweight championship 4 times. Shortly after, Holyfield lost the title in the rematch against Ruiz, and these 3 fights form an epic trilogy. After more than 10 fights, where he won 5 bouts, a legal notice was placed by the bank stating that Holyfield's property, valued at $10 million, would be auctioned. This property was 4,000 square meters, had 109 bedrooms and 17 bathrooms, and would be auctioned due to a mortgage foreclosure, with rapper Rick Ross eventually acquiring the property. Dodd in this streak of bad luck, adding to his financial problems. The mother of one of his children filed a lawsuit for non-payment of 2 months of child support. A landscaping company also went to court demanding $550,000 in unpaid debt for their services. Holyfield's name was linked to a pharmacy in Alabama that was under investigation for supplying athletes with growth hormone steroids, and all clues led directly to Evander Holyfield. That same year, Holyfield made a public announcement saying he would proceed with his own investigation into the steroid allegations to clear his name. After the fight against Nielsen, Holyfield sought a shot at the world heavyweight title, but all the main belts belonged to Vladimir Klitschko. However, after another year of trying to get this fight, YHO News reported his intention to retire in 2012, with Holyfield stating that he was 50 years old and had done practically everything he wanted to do in boxing.
Came up from the struggle, dirt on my name, now I'm cashing checks while they looking the same. Grew up in
Later that same month, Holyfield seemed to change his mind, saying he still considered himself an active boxer.
I don't miss, took hits from life, now I hit back, boxing with the devil in a one-way.
Unable to secure a title shot, his career remained in limbo for several months. However, in June 2014, after not fighting for 3 years, Holyfield announced his definitive retirement.
Fight to the death, and I fight to win. I ain't never had a silver plate, only concrete shoes and a twist.
As the curtains fall on the legendary life of Evander Holyfield, the glow of youth that illuminated his every step inside the ring has been gradually replaced
Pain and I move like smoke, I'm the king of this ring and I never broke. They call me Flavor to the beast.
by the marks of age, an intimate battle against his greatest adversary.
Scars on my skin, I fight to the death, and I fight to win. This ain't just sport.
The hands that once threw devastating, epic punches now trembled slightly with the passing of decades.
Remember the name.
During 27 years of passionate dedication to boxing, Holyfield not only embodied the spirit of the sport, but also personified the strength, determination, and resilience that made him a living legend. There are several fighting and martial arts forums alleging a possible trilogy of Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield. We don't know if this will really happen. We only know that Mike Tyson is very involved in the world of fighting and is in great physical shape. If you enjoyed this story, leave your like and suggest what you would like to see here on this strike story. Cheers.